Okay guys, we're back on a part 2. Bit of a change from the last video, what we was going to do. But I'll flip the camera around and I'll explain to you what we're going to do, what's different. And we're going to crack on with this second part of this video. Yeah, as you can see, I've had a bit of a change of plan. I'm going to take this and this out, remove the conversion altogether, carpet line the whole of the van. And I think we're going to do something different. Maybe what I've done with the other vans on the channel, put a rock and roll bed here at the back. Personally, after having this in for a while, I don't actually like it, to be honest. I've had a few people sit on it in the back and say it's a bit harsh a ride, because obviously this is a panel cargo van on leaf springs. So the ride is not that good. Also on 20s, which also makes a difference. So I'm just going to do the conversion like I've done the other vans. Get myself a rock and roll bed in there. It gives me a lot more space to be able to carpet this properly, do the roof properly. And I shall be getting rid of this crew cab conversion. Good, they are good. Very secure, very safe, well built. For my needs, I think it might be better just to stick the rock and roll bed at the back. Obviously with the 3 seats in that, 3 seats to the front, and we give you that. I actually like the space here more than I like the space at the back. For some reason, it just sits better with me. But this is where we are at the moment. I'm going to take these out now, give it a good clean, and continue with this. Okay guys, there you go. I've got all the struts out. It has left the holes, obviously. So I've got to put some Amorite spray around them, and then I'm going to seal them as well. Lot better with the van opened up like this. And I've also done the lights, and I'll show you them lights being done. I'll show you now. I've also done the lights with a switch, which I always do. I'll show you these being done now. I've had a few comments on my video on my last van, my last custom van, how I did these. This is how they come factory, like this. You just get yourself one of these, hard to do, and I'm going to pop that in there with a hole with a drill. Okay guys, as you can see, I've cut an hole. It's 20mm for these particular ones. That's now going to sit there like that, in there with a switch like that. I'll show you in a sec. I've had to make up a couple of them and I crimped them together, and that's just to bridge there. Okay guys, so it's as easy as this, like this. So now the switch is breaking the connection to the light, so you can switch it off and on. As you can see, the other lights are on, because I've not done that one yet. This one wired up, and it's just a case of switching the switch. So if you don't want the lights on in the back at all, switch it to 0. Okay guys, done this one. Light on, light off. There you go. Obviously carpet all around it, all good. I'll leave them off now. Them two are enough for now. Hey guys, we're back on the van. Insulation going in now. I've already taped that window up, ready for the carpet to be started there, and we'll throw it down that way. This ain't coming time. The rest of this insulation is not coming time, but if it makes a big difference, I should just fold the carpet back, do that, and then glue it back down at a later date if it comes. I'm having a bit of trouble with it, to be fair. I've put in the wiring. Down the back, there and there for USBs and lights. There's one here for a light and speaker. Extra speakers I've put in the back. But that's where we are at the moment. I'll get you back on in a second. We'll continue. Okay guys, I've insulated the bottom part. Door around this part. Some of the pillars, both sides. I'm undecided on the roof and the floor, to be totally honest, at the moment. Might just put a vapor barrier on the floor and on the roof. I can always do and grab some more insulation if I want to insulate it, but we'll see. I've got an idea with these panels here. I'm going to carpet over, and then I've got another panel to go over the top. Little idea, something a little bit, well, say different for me, but different for this van. But let's crack on and see if we can get some carpet on. As you can see, it's dark now. You can't really see much. I'm going to take some more in the light. Obviously, it's not the finished product. It's got to be cut out in the panels on these three. That's why it's A2 stuck down there. This side's done as well. Again, the panel's got to go on there and there. All the back's done. Okay, goes back on the van. As you can see, it's taking a bit of shape now. Obviously, the panels have gone in there. I've got to do the roof, I've got to do the floor. I've just popped these on the back door for now. I've got two for the bottom I've got to sort out, and I'm going to show you how I've been fixing these, because obviously it's not with the poppers from the outside, it's the hidden poppers, which I talked about in the previous video. Okay guys, this is what we're carpeting. Obviously that's the back, that's the bit we want carpeting, and that's what we're using. I've used this as to do all the rest of the carpeting, that's why it's got a bit of glue on, but we're going to use these, and I'll show you now how they go in from the other side, twist into the hole. I'll show you now. You can see guys, you can see that? They just twist in like this. I've got to turn that now. I'll show you. It looks something like that. Focus. Like that. And obviously this gets carpeted. I've done that one. I'm going to put the rest of them round and we'll see what it's like. Right guys, there you go. This one's done, as you can see. They stick out like that. And I call them poppers because they just push and press into the back of the door. And now I should just carpet this side over these. They are a bit fiddly to get in if the holes are quite tight, but you can obviously bore out the hole with a drill to make it a little bit more better, a bit more easy to fit in. I'll just use a pair of pliers or a pair of these and just put it on and twist them into the hole. Twist them in like that. You've got a little bit of a... I think it just makes it a little bit more neater job when it's on, because there's no visible poppers to hold the panels. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got to this stage. There it is. Obviously it needs a wipe over, but that is all glued. There's your one of what you want to do, but I'm just going to go around the edges now, fold it up like so, all the way around. There we go guys, the finished piece. As you can see, poppers in there. It's not a neat job on the back, but it doesn't have to be. It's a neat job on the front. There's the panel. You can just, well, you can't even see them, to be honest with you. I'll pop it on now and show you. There you go. There it is on the door, fitted. You can pull them off. Obviously, they just pull back out. You do need a little bit of force, but they do come out. But obviously you want them to be stuck there and not wanting them to come out. The factory holes on the top ones, I've noticed on this custom van, the holes are a little bit bigger than the holes on the door. So them a little bit looser on them. So what I did, I just used a little bit more of this tape and just went round them. So there's a nice tight fit in the holes. And it's come out like this. And I'm quite pleased. I might take these off and this off later on and carpet the actual door, because whoever had the van before me has obviously gone round and screwed on the wooden D-ply liner to the back of the doors, and I don't actually like the holes, but we'll see. If it annoys me that much, I shall take that off and I shall just carpet the door fully. But that's fair enough. Okay guys, there you go. Bottom one's on. To be fair, this bottom one's, it goes on, it's bulging a little bit because there's a lot of insulation behind there. But it is staying on. It's not coming off, so I'm gonna leave it. If I start to dislike it, I'll take a bit of insulation out and it'll be fine. Can you see a little bit of glue on there? So another little tip. Another little tip that I'll do is only a little bit of WD-40, and then give it a little bit of a wipe. Do it with one hand, but the glue will come off. There we go. I always try and give it a brush, and then it will have an hoover obviously when the whole van gets an hoover. There we are guys, that's how I stick them on with poppers instead of the traditional pins that go round and you can see them from this side. I think it's a more professional look. Hey guys, there you go from the back. I've mixed it up, put a couple of black panels on the bottom, grey panels on the top. It's actually the start is actually the same as that, but you can't really see it with the light. I'll come down, you might see it a bit better. So that grey is the same as that grey, and then obviously the black matches in with the black. But that's where we are at the moment. I've got to do the roof, do the floor, and I might go back to the doors. It's not a overly important job, to be honest, by turning it into a day van. Gonna have a rock and roll bed here, as I says. Might put a surround in that window with some curtains. There's definitely going to be some curtains, but I might put a surround instead of just the rails. Same with this one, this side. Hi guys, we're back on the van. Today we're going to do the floor. I want to show you the way I'm going to do it this time, which is again a little bit different to the way I've done a few of the other vans. Right guys, as you can see, I've been and purchased this, or I've had this sent. It's one of the easiest ways of getting a template to then trace round on a couple of pieces of 8x4 ply there. This is what normally comes in the back of a Transit Custom, which is a moulded floor tray. But as you can see, this one was cut because the van was a makeshift crew cab, let's say. So it was cut along there and it's in bad shape. But what I have done in the past is used these, and I've literally carpeted these in 4-way stretch complete, and then put them back in the van, and they've come out with some good results.
But for this van, we're going to ply the floor in 2 pieces, because you can't get it done in one, because it's too big. And to get the shape, I bought this, and I'll roll this out now and I'll show you. It should be the shape of this van if I bought the wrong one. Then we'll pull it out the van, stick it on top of the wood, cut round it. Self-explanatory. As you can see, I've just rolled the floor out, this carpet out. It's not a bad fit. Shoot around the back. It's not a bad fit. Could be a little bit bigger that way, in there and there, but we can work with this. We can drop this on top of the ply. We can cut round it, we can then drop the ply in here, and we can then glue this to the top of the ply. That's one way. Or we can cut the ply off this template, carpet the ply, and then drop this on top again to then double it up the floor with some sort of material. I don't want to use anything too thick because you lose the height in the van. So it might be a case of doing this flooring, just chucking the pieces back out, insulated. As you can see, I've traced round it. It'll be in 2 halves. Let's see with the sun. Be in 2 halves. This is the back, right there, and then that piece will go up there. And it should match up with that carpet, but we'll see how it goes. I have to do some fine trimming. As you can see, I've cut round it. Obviously this is going to be pushed up like that to close that gap there. We should just take a little bit off there and it'll go up. A little bit off there and that side will go up. I'm relatively happy with the first cut and how it's gone. Now, insulate under this, fasten this down. 1 or 2 ways. You can screw it to the floor, or you can glue it to the floor, or we can just leave it, but I don't like to do that. But obviously then the carpet can go on top and be glued on top. I can actually glue that carpet on top, do a cut down the middle there, separate the both pieces so I can take them in and out the van as and when I need to, if I ever need to. But this way I think you get a lot more variation and ease of what you can do, and this is putting a solid floor in the van, which is better than using one of them over there, if you can see where I'm pointing. Okay guys, I've skipped ahead a little bit with this one. It's a few days later. As you can see, I'm in a different place. The carpet's down. I've done also a few other little jobs. I've stuck a trim along there, a black trim along there. I've got to do the back one. I'll show you around the back in a second. I've done this under the chair, boarded that off. That actually it's removable, so you can get under the chair. Just pops in, it don't really come out, it's all good. I want to show you this. I've actually trimmed this out all along there to matching. This is the roof's going up here and up to that, so you all see this part, and then going across. I'll show you in the back. Still a few jobs to do along here and along here. Like I say, I haven't filmed a lot of this. Just got carried away and cracked on with it. But it's exactly like I said. This can all be removed quite easily, really. Just pulled back. There's only 4 screws in that piece, 4 screws in that piece, and it can be took out in 2 halves if I ever need to take the floor out. I've cracked on and done these. Just pop them in. Obviously, just wired up with a wire in there. Another one that side. That's it for this video, guys. There is going to be a part 3. The window reveals on both sides and fitting the rock and roll bed. But that'll be a part 3. If you like the video, guys, give it a thumbs up, give it a share, give the channel a share. It all helps with progression of the channel. I know it's been a bit slack at the moment with the channel, but I'm hoping to do a few more videos with this van. Take it out, take it away, different things. But thanks again for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.